Hello and welcome to another video. In today's video we're going to talk about my experience with St. Charles Hospital System. That's where the Prineville ambulance took me. I guess that's the only hospital system in Central Oregon. I guess they have little mini hospitals around here and there. But the main one is in Bend. So the ambulance guys were trying to put me in a helicopter, and I was like, no helicopter. And I think my thought process was, that sounds fucking expensive, and I just I don't have insurance. So I got to the hospital, and I'd never really had any kind of situation like that before. I had been in an emergency for like getting hit by a car a few times on my bike, but not like we need to rush this person to the hospital because they could potentially die type of thing. So that was the first. Apparently my lungs could have, or the wind tube could have swollen shut, potentially, if it was burned bad enough, which when they looked in my throat, they could see a bunch of soot, and that's what made them pretty much, I don't even really think I had an option. Like, the cop, like, just told me, like people were fucking doing all this shit, right? At the fire, like all these neighbors and everything, and the cops were just like, come on over here to their car, which is way away. And I'm just like, okay. And then the ambulance guys are like, you gotta come with us. I was like, okay. I don't know if I could have said no or not, but so back in the emergency room, it was very frantic, and there was a fucking lot of people. So many people. I couldn't believe how many people there were just doing stuff. And I just remember being like super weirded out by the whole situation. Like it was just too much. And just like everything was just too much. And I saw these people now, and they're just all in my face, and they're trying to put that camera up in my fucking nose and shit, and I don't know if they gave me some blackout shit or knockout shit, or I passed out or what, but I don't remember for a while, and then I remember being back. So and I had that same shit when I was a little kid a few times, I think. More than once. And I don't remember being knocked out for it. But I was most definitely don't remember like a span there. And then I was in a room just full of beeps in the ICU for like until sometime the following day. So, I don't know, I got there probably like 11 o'clock at night or something, and at some point the next day they moved me into just a normal hospital room out of the ICU. While I was in the ICU, I pretty much just stared at the wall, like, for however many hours I was there. And then, like, it started, like, I really, like, all my experiences with the hospital before that, and I've said this, I've made comments on this, I've tweeted about this, that when I'm in hospitals, like, because I've had surgeries on my hands, right? I had hernia surgery in prison, And it was not very long out of prison when I got my hands both surgeryed for carpal tunnel, right? So I've been in the hospital for surgeries, and in Portland and then in Vegas. And one thing I always kind of noticed is like, not so much doctors, but a lot of the nurses were always really out of shape, right? Like, it was pretty noticeable, pretty consistent. And I just got this, like, the medical system is just a bunch of fat people that just want to solve shit with a slice or a pill, Because really, Western medicine is woefully lacking on prevention, right? Which is more important than anything. And so when you see a bunch of fat nurses, it's like, you want me to listen to you? So anyway, that wasn't my experience with St. Charles. I was like immediately set back by how like in shape, tall, attractive the nurses were. I mean, that's like 95% of them. I mean, and then if they weren't, there was only like maybe a couple that looked like they were out of shape, 2 or 3. As far as the rest of them, like, but there was, I mean, literally like goddesses. I mean, just like some of them were like fucking 10s, 9s, because there was no such thing as a 10. 10s. I mean, seriously, 5, 10, just, beautiful and shaped. So I was just sitting there in the hospital, like, whoa. I'm just blown away, like, literally. That was my first impression, right? Was just like, this is where the goddesses are. Just unbelievable, like, and super nice. One of them, now the one that gave me these, one of the nurses gave me this. Like, I hooked them together. She gave me one for each one of my cats. And, things like that. And just little conversations. And they were just so nice. It was insane. It really was. Like, it was just, I just can't say enough nice things about that part of the whole situation, right? And then they had like counselors. Well, counselor might not be the right. Like the ladies that were like trying to help me because I had nothing. I had no phone numbers, nothing. Like I had socks, underwear, a pair of sweatpants, a t-shirt, and a hoodie was what I had. So the food at St. Charles was, I mean, I have to guess I kind of got to put myself in the mindset of people that are in the hospital, but honestly, like, I think like the food could have been a lot better. And then, okay, yes, so the counselor, or whatever you want to call them, the people that were like making phone calls, like calling the insurance, and then they got the Red Cross came in, and the Red Cross, like the first, like the counselor person put me on the phone with the Red Cross, and then like that first interaction with the whole thing was like to make sure I wasn't fucking scamming. Like, how sad is that, right? Yeah, they actually came in and they brought me like a blanket and a debit card with $295 on it, and like just a bunch of toiletries and stuff. And like, here you go, And it's better than nothing. I mean, I can imagine, some people, people with friends and family and all that type of shit. Not that I don't have friends, but I don't have any friends around here. So people with a lot of friends and family probably wouldn't get that because, their friends and family would be at the hospital and this whole type of thing, right? So this kind of, thing, it might be people would have whatever, but, I don't know. It was definitely helpful. The Red Cross, I don't think they're a part of the hospital, but the hospital works with them, like the counselor person. I'll just call him a counselor, for lack of a better term. And there was two. There was one on the weekend and then one on the weekdays, right? And then they had the psychologist, he came in a few times, and the very nice guy. It was fun to talk with him. Then there was the Jewish guy. I don't know what they call Jewish rabbi. Yeah, okay, yeah, rabbi. Again, very nice, fun to talk to. I'm not religious, but he said nice things. Like the smoke was probably, they just went to sleep. So all that experience with the hospital was very nice and very, like, okay, except for the food. But I don't think hospital food is really known as whatever, but it will be nice when hospitals can focus their money on that type of stuff instead of like the administration type stuff, right? Because that's where, right? So that's where my experience with the St. Charles starts to go down, right? So then I got people coming into the room and saying, you need to file for hardship or something, and I'm like, I make like 80 to 100,000 a year, and it's like they thought I was lying or something. Oh, just fill it out anyway. Sometimes they'll give people a discount or whatever, right? Okay, fine, I'll fill it out. I just told you more than once that I make too much money to get any sort of fucking deal. But okay. So then I fill this shit out. And then I go into the little office and I'm like, I tell them the same shit that I just told the last lady. And they say, like, I don't really remember what that lady said. Because I said I have some insurance, right? But then they get this other lady calling, right? And she's like the fucking C word. And you fill this out. And I'm like, I tried not to fill it out. I didn't tell her that because I'm not going to fucking argue with this bitch. But, I mean, fuck you. Money collecting people. Every single one of you is a soulless fucking sociopathic piece of shit. Everybody that works in collections. You're all sociopaths. I'm an empath. I can feel it. Even though you're over the phone, it doesn't matter. I'm connected to the entire fucking planet, okay? And everybody that's in collections that I've ever had the displeasure of communicating with, I get the signal of sociopath, okay? Their behavior is consistent. Doesn't matter if they're collections or a collector or just some, it doesn't matter. Same type of person ends up doing that kind of shit, right? So anyway, this is when it starts to go like, yeah. I try not to fill out that fucking paperwork, but they fucking told me I needed to anyway, and I might get a discount. But they don't want to fucking listen. I make 80 or 100 grand a year. I don't know. It's just, what it is year to year. Some years, fucking, last time I did taxes was on $700,000. Now, I don't remember how much that was mine, but, and it cost me like 10 grand to do the motherfucking taxes because there's so much bullshit with the tax law, right? So anyway, and then she's also like, just being fucking rude, like, I'm telling her I got some insurance, and she's like, oh, what, was this a car accident? And you know, it's just like her whole fucking attitude and the fucking way she was saying shit. I just wasn't even going to explain it to her. You know, like, yeah, go ahead and think whatever you're going to think. Click. I didn't hang up on her. But I wasn't going to explain the situation to her with that type of attitude, right? And now at this point, Geico's paid everybody whatever, and I owe that hospital. I haven't talked to them yet, but they just all got payments. So, and I've been screaming at Geico for fucking days because of their stupid app. That's another story. So the whole billing thing, right? And this is where we need Medicare for all to be a sane country, but no, there's way too much profit to be made in administrating health. And then the upselling came, right? They tried to upsell me. One lady came in at one point and said, do you have I don't know, she used some fucking like PIC or something. I don't remember what the 3 letters were or what they stood for. And I'm like, huh? She's like, do you have this? I'm like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, well, you need a blah, blah, blah. And so she made me an appointment to get a doctor, like all the time doctor. And I'm just like, I didn't really realize what she was talking about or anything. So, and then the doctors, mainly for the burns on my hands, which pretty much scars are almost gone. Let's see, I'm barely in there, probably not with this resolution, but the doctors then were trying to send me to this other, they have like another little place to go that's outside of there that's connected with the hospital that they do like whatever, like bandage changes and all that. So they gave me all the shit that I needed to do my bandages, but told me I needed to go into that place like 3 or 4 times, they said, I think. And I'm like, I'm getting upsold. And they might have kept me in. I think they might have kept me in longer than I really needed to be in there. But I think because both my hands were burned and I had the fucking thing and I lost everything, they were kind of holding me there until whatever. I don't really know how they judge all that, but I felt like they had me off of oxygen after like, I think 2 days or something like that. So, yeah. But it would have been a bitch doing shit. I mean, the hands were, pretty bad. After 5 days, they were still bad, but they weren't as bad as they were for day 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, yeah, and then I changed my bandages for like a week or something after that. Myself, I never had to go to this other doctor place they tried sending me to, and then they said, you have an appointment. They were calling me, are you going to come to this appointment? And I'm like, what do you, no. And they're like, well, you don't have a doctor. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not the type of person that has a doctor, right? Like, I just don't need a doctor. Why the fuck, eat right, exercise. Eat right for your blood type. I made a video about this. The best diet information on YouTube, I think I named the video. Eat right for your blood type, alkaline diet, and enzyme diet. That's what I live by. And I'm healthy as shit. It's not a good. I'm healthy as a very healthy person. So I don't really need a doctor. And again, it's like an upselling thing. You know, like, oh, here, you need a doctor now. You need to go to this other place like 3 or 4 times. And it's like, whoa, do I really need all this shit? Or are you just trying to freaking... And this is the problem when you have profit, capitalism involved in shit. You can't trust. I can't trust with the motives. Do I really need to go to this place, or are you just trying to make more money, right? And that's why the system is a complete failure. Is because I don't even fucking trust what doctors say. Because I don't know they aren't just trying to make more money. And that's fucking pathetic, right? There's zero trust because profit and greed. And you can't tell the difference between profit and greed. So anyway, I just simply don't have the desire to have a doctor or to continue to keep going in for shit that I can just take care of myself, you know? Now, if the system was different, I might be one of those people that went into the doctor. But you know what? Like, everybody that I know that goes to the doctor is on a bunch of fucking bullshit. And I'm like, I don't go to the doctor, I'm not on any bullshit. Everything that I'm on is shit that I've researched, right? So there's something I'm on. That's for my heart. And there's something I'm on. I used to be on a lot more shit, but unfortunately, it burned. And I'm on that. That's what I'm on, right? And other than being extremely depressed because I lost everything, I feel fine. So, and we'll see if I get the virus, because I'm going right at it, right? So anyway, my overall review of the St. Charles Hospital there in Bend is that it's a very nice place full of mostly very nice people. But capitalism has, and the profit motive has left. You know, like almost there's rarely a situation in this world that I don't have a bad taste left in my mouth because of the capitalist fucking bullshit associated with everything, right? Because there is no difference between profit and greed, right? I mean, it's, you know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace.